Good evening and welcome to Astrology for Self-Mastery. Yes, that's the planet I'm on. Hello, Wisdom Walkers, wanna-be Wisdom Walkers, going to be Wisdom Walkers, should be Wisdom Walkers. This is Jojopah Maria and Saroma coming to you with Astrology for Self-Mastery. Now, yesterday, as I was talking about how crazy things are, I experienced a powder outage. And it was really interesting because it was only in my block. I mean, just my block, and behind me into that block. And it was very interesting. Yeah. So it was about a good 4 hours that I had no Wi Fi. And thank goodness to Miss TK. She was able to get a notice out in the comments under that video that, I'd been interrupted. And you never know why these things could happen, but I trusted that today was the day I'm supposed to share with you this astrology from October the 1st to the 13th. We're talking about this full moon in Aries. So, again, things are really, really challenging right now, but know that it really all has such great purpose, and we're all going to be so grateful. So grateful. You can probably now hear me because I just turned the music off. I'm so grateful for all of this change that is happening. But it doesn't feel good. I mean, it's a really challenging time. It's not a feel good time consistently. I mean, like yesterday and today, I do feel good. I feel balanced. Some wonderful things are happening, some new opportunities showing up, and so it's not all bad, but when it's bad, it's bad. And then we have to kind of fight our way fight our way back up into the higher timeline of what is really going on. It all has purpose. And in this astrology, as planetary aspects I'm going to share with you, you're going to see too, the message keeps coming to us about let go, release, let go of control, let go of what you've known in the past. Open up, open up. It's a new day. And we really are in a new earth. So without further ado, let me get my astrology up here for you, and let's go through these slides together talking about this incredible powerful month of October. I'm going to start off with my quotes that I pulled from First Astro Butterfly, saying October 2022 has it all: a solar eclipse, Mars retrograde in Gemini, and a record of 4 planets changing direction. If this was not enough, the Saturn Uranus square is in its tightest orb this month, less than 1 degree. And Saturn square Uranus is an uncompromising high friction energy that, on the one hand, promotes change, that's Uranus, and on the other hand, resists it. That's Saturn. Saturn likes to keep things locked down. That's the status quo. So in October, we can expect lots of twists and turns, as well as fated events that will propel us on a new path. The key word for October 2022: intensity. And then Narayana Montefar, who I also appreciate, says romance, change, and destiny await. Welcome to fall. As we adapt to this new season, there's a feeling of imminent change in the air. Because of their retrograde, Saturn and Uranus have come together, closer together once again. While their square doesn't totally perfect this time, its changing, inducing influence is quite active, especially when Uranus being so close to the north node of destiny. Yeah. Once again, the structures of our lives are up for renewal. But first, they will have to collapse. This process, at some level or another, has most likely been in place. Yes, we have been going through this since the start. It really goes back to 2012, people, but very, very much we've been feeling it since 2020. So just a reminder, we're still in Libra season, and Libra brings kind of a energy of love, harmony, balance, right? Peacemaking. Venus is domicile in when she's in that part of the sky we call Libra. So the love energy is really being blown up right now. It's pretty big. And so we can tap into that as we're going through this tumultuous friction and change and craziness that is happening on the planet. So here we go. Let's start with Saturday, October 1st, because we had an opposition. We came into an opposition this beginning of the month, and this is Venus and Libra opposing Jupiter, still retrograde in Aries. And this says there's a possibility of important relationships ending very suddenly, as this aspect cuts us off from toxic people, whether we realize they're toxic or not. So you may have at the beginning of the month been experiencing that, like, some relationships coming to a close, or just something being done with, because we're really being cleaned out so that we can move forward into our personal renaissance, not carrying old baggage. Now, last Sunday, the 2nd, we had Mercury going forward. Yay! Forward movement as we now possess greater clarity for the coming 4 months of October through January. Yes. And you can feel a relief there, like, Again, Mercury retrograde is a time where we have time to contemplate, rethink, reset. And so when it starts to go forward, now we can start to put to use the new awareness, the wisdom, the understanding, even the decision making that we did but didn't execute during the retrograde. Now, as it says here, Mercury has gone direct in the sign of Virgo. Mercury direct is opposite Neptune and square Mars. Mercury square Mars gives us a strong push to move forward. At the same time, Mercury is opposite Neptune, so we can't see where we're headed. Now, most of us don't like that, but I'm telling you, we all need to embrace this. We all need to embrace the unknown, because, like I told you in videos before, that back door that we used to be able to try to push back through, squeeze back through, oh no. Not only is it sealed and, like, it's gone. Yeah, it's just disappeared. So there's no going back. And as it says here, a good metaphor for this Mercury station is walking blindfolded. I love that. One advantage of being blindfolded is that we're no longer distracted by noise. And this is when we can tune in and listen. Yeah. Very, very, very cool. So that was on the 2nd. Now let's move into this past Wednesday, the 5th. And there we had the asteroid Vesta going direct in Aquarius, where it had been retrograde previously. And as I've told you before, Vesta represents the ancient Rome story about the Vestal virgins. Took a vow of chastity for 30 years, could never let that eternal flame go out, otherwise, I got beat up. And that when their term of service was over, they were given a unique status in Roman times, which is that they were a woman who belonged to herself, right? She didn't have to go along with the other oppressive experiences and stuff the other women did. She had earned her right to say, I want to get married. I don't want to get married. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. She was in control. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, hold on one second, because somebody's telling me that the music might still be on. Let me make sure. TK, thank you for hooking me up, girl, because I get crazy. Okay, I think it's off. I think it's off. I'm going to take that off from looping and make sure it's stopped. Okay. Fabulous. Because I want to make sure you hear all of this. I don't want you to have any interruptions. Thank you, TK. Um, Also, Vesta represents, as it says here, our fire within. And that empowers us to achieve our sacred contracts with home and family. Finally, we're able to move forward and start helping others in need rather than just focusing on our inner growth. It's a good time to do some volunteer work or be in service to the light authentically, meaning not for our ego, but for our echo. We want to engage the cosmic opportunities. And I know for me, definitely some opportunities to be in service to the light have shown up. since the 2nd of October. So I'm sure that's going on for you. So embrace that and see that as a really good opportunity to know that you're moving forward in the right direction. Yeah, and I love Vesta. Vesta energy is great. Okay, so now, excuse me, on Thursday the 6th, we had a trine. And trine is flow energy, and this was Mercury in Virgo trining Pluto, still retrograde in Capricorn. And it's going to be coming out of retrograde. It is out of retrograde. Let me say that. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But on last Thursday, we had a day of innovation during this powerful aspect, allowing us to come up with the perfect solution to some of our most complex problems. So hopefully, you saw Thursday as a day of resolution, a day of feeling like, okay, this can move forward. I can come to agreement. Again, it was this beautiful trine, especially around areas of communication and connection. Now, here we go. Saturday, yesterday, and into today, I coupled these aspects together because they really do impact each other. And the first one was on Saturday, where we had, like I was just saying, Pluto going direct in the sign of Capricorn. Now, this is rebirth time, folks. Woo! The Renaissance energy is really, really here. Having been retrograde since April 29th, Pluto's forward movement encourages the outer expression of our inner transformation. And we've all been going through it on many different levels. You're not who you were at the end of April to now. Something has shifted really all year long, but this was a really intense one. And so now we get the opportunity to experience the results of the good work that we have been doing, the things that we've been moving toward. So this is a hallelujah. Thank you, God, that Pluto is now going direct. As it says here, because it's going direct, like I said, in Capricorn, when an outer planet like Pluto changes direction, its energy is stronger than usual. This is when we can expect intense thoughts, feelings, and events that will trigger us at a core level. Pluto transits feel cathartic and purifying. They ask us to remove what's out of alignment so we can create space for new life to grow. Yes. And yesterday, I had someone reached out to me about an old pain body issue that had gotten re-triggered, reignited. And I was able to help them realize that this is a good thing because the energy really wants you to really do the work to let this go. It is not serving you, it's blocking you, in fact, and it's time to let it go. So, again, if you had any triggering over the last couple of days, or if you get a triggering, because, with the planets, you're always going to have energy before it happens and then after it happens. And so, you want to kind of make sure that you're just open to whatever healing energy needs to show up, regardless of what form it takes. But just be aware of that. Go to the higher timeline if you get triggered. Don't stay in the shame, blame, guilt, anger, resentment, whatever of yourself or others. Go up, and realize that, oh, wait a minute, here's an opportunity for me to heal something within me. Let me open up and allow God, the cosmos, whatever you call your greater order and direction, to bring you the awareness, the insights, the people, the information, the words, the songs that are going to help you do what? Yes, transform that pain. Okay. Transform it, not transfer it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to do that. So I just want to stop because I've got a couple of people that are signing in. There's Miss TK who helped save the day yesterday by letting people know that I'd gotten a power outage. Thank you again, Miss TK. I love you. And then also Miss Maki Linda Turner. Yes, my sweetheart. This is a woman who barely knew me and opened her home to me while she was in the midst of a move. Never asked me for a dime. And, this is the kind of thing that happens and that can happen when you're believing that you are in service to the light. Yeah, and she's a very powerful healer, a nurse, and just a loving human being. I'm so glad you're here. I can feel your energy, Maki Linda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So, also today, this full moon in Aries. It has arrived. And I want to do a birthday shout out to my friend Lori Zibis, who is just another wonderful, wonderful empath and light being on this planet. So grateful that you're here and that you're celebrating your next trip around the sun in this wonderful way. So happy birthday, Lori. This full moon in Aries, our courageous sides will be excited and we will crave to pursue independence and new adventures because that Aries moon is like go get them. My mother was an Aries and she was like a tank rolling through stuff. She's amazing. They have the incredible courage. They'll just never take no for an answer. They're just gonna keep going, and they're open to that. They're open to learning. They're open to new ventures. They're open to taking on challenges, and so that's what this moon is saying. It's time for us to open up to new adventures. Now it's called a blood moon, a hunter's moon, also a falling leaf moon, which I put on my cover page for this video, and it's really nice that we have this awareness of this time, this fall time. And this lunation opens a portal to drama, power, aggression, passion, challenge, opportunity, and a bigger energy than what we are used to. Now, the important thing you need to know about this lunation in Aries on this time is its aspects with the other planets. So it's opposing Venus, but having Venus energy around is really great. But it's also conjunct Chiron. And this will expose our deepest wounds so we can heal, transform, and evolve. We're being called to push past old relationships, insecurities, and face our shadow and alchemize it, which is when I talk about when I say transform rather than transfer. We're going to alchemize this energy into what? Yes, our personal power. Our personal power. This full moon will shake us to the core, so be very mindful of what you do with what emerges from this. Yeah, this is designed to, wake us up, get us going. If you haven't been doing your work, then it can be pretty brutal. But if you've been doing your work, you may have a sense of, yeah, I feel that pain, but you'll know that it doesn't have power over you. You're not a victim, and it's time to let it go. Someone also tagged me and asked about forgiveness in a beautiful way. They said, Jojopah, what is forgiveness? And where does it come from? And how do I get to experience it in my body, to really hold it, to really feel it? And that is just a beautiful, beautiful question. And when you have that level of intent, then yeah, you're going to let that forgiveness energy come into you. And forgiveness just removes the blocks, folks, to us being able to step forward out of victimhood and into victorhood. And to do what this says, take on the new challenge, be in the new adventure. Really, really powerful. A couple of more things I want to share with you about the full moon. And let me see if I did a slide for it. No, I didn't. So let me just read this to you quickly because I think it's really cool. It says that with all Chiron transits like this one, the only way through is you have to go through it. So that's a good message. To not resist, to not run away, to not question, but to allow yourself to be in it. And then this is a quote from another astrologer I really love. His name is Gray, and I'm forgetting blocking on his name. What's his name? Gray Crawford. Yeah. And he sends this out in the email. You can get on his email list. It's just wonderful. And he says, under the spotlight of the Aries full moon, allow yourself to envision the creative realm you can create and inhabit through the wielding of your own sovereign gifts, talents, and I'll add genius. Not only will claiming this agency bring about a renewal of life force within your own personal sphere, it can also provide uplifting inspiration for others to do the same. So, again, we're being called forth into the new to be creative. Things that would block us from the past, we're going to feel that. So what? So that we can have a consciousness that it's time to alchemize it, it's time to transform it into an energy that will be loving and move me forward. Yeah. So hang in there, do your good work, and let this lunation of Aries and Chiron and Venus really speak to you and pull you to the next level. Absolutely. Now, tomorrow, Monday, the 10th, we're going to get Mercury entering Libra. And, Mercury is one of our personal planets. And when it's retrograde, that's why it impacts us so much. So it is now moving forward, but it's moved from Virgo into Libra. And back again in Libra for its final time this year, communications take on a friendlier, diplomatic tone as we look at issues from all sides. While it's still not the best time to make decisions, we are focused on coming up with solutions that work for everyone. Yes. Yes. I can't stress this enough. It's so important because we spend so much time battling and, wanting to be right and wanting somebody else to be wrong. And, this is about being in balance and having reverence for that, that we can communicate without killing each other, that we can do that. And I think this energy is really speaking to that. And so let's just stay focused about that, understanding about that. And we want win win situations. We want to look for the harmony. So, again, this energy of Mercury in Libra is going to be a support for that. It's a very good aspect. Now, on Tuesday, October the 11th, which used to be Columbus Day, now become Indigenous Peoples Day. It gets celebrated on the 10th, but the real date is the 11th, Indigenous Peoples Day, in honoring of First Nations people here on the New World. Should be doing it all over the planet. And on this day of Tuesday, we get a square. So we get a little bit of tight energy. This is Mars, who's moved into Gemini, squaring Neptune, still retrograde in Pisces. Now, I actually am a Pisces sun and a Gemini rising. And so that's big conflict because you got like two fish swimming in opposite directions. And then you got them spirit twins, them nature twins, them tricksters also working. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So the message is patience is a virtue that this aspect lacks. It's easy to reach our boiling point and create some drama today. Choose not to go there. Yeah. So again, it could start on Monday, it could fall into Wednesday, but just be conscious that you don't want to be in any fights. Avoid it. Get away from it. Just say like, you know what, this doesn't work for me. I'm not doing this. Like, don't go there. And take that anger and give it over to your God. Just want it to be released. Do the forgiveness work. So yeah, just take note of this. And again, like I said, it's a crazy energy. You do not want to be engaging in any kind of conflict when this kind of planetary aspect is happening. Yeah, not good, not good. But on this same day, isn't this wonderful? I love when this happens. On the same day, we get a trine. So there is a flow energy that is also happening. And this is what you want to tap into. As it says, this transit brings achievement and recognition for earlier efforts. You will focus on achieving your long term goals and staying well balanced. You may take on more responsibility without the added stress. This is a good time to pass on your knowledge to the younger generation. So again, you got, I'll just flip back. You got the Mars and Gemini square just being crazy. This is crazy. And so just choose not to go there, knowing that you can step into this beautiful energy of the sun in Libra, trining Saturn still retrograde in Aquarius. Yeah, yeah. And moving right along on the 12th, on Wednesday, we're going to get another opposition, another tight opposition. This is Mercury in Libra opposing Jupiter, still retrograde in Aries. And as it says here, this anxious aspect can make us overwhelmed with the number of projects and commitments we have taken on in our optimism. Can be difficult to delegate tasks or keep our heads above water. So slow down, breathe, and call on your God for right timing of your contributions. So, meaning that you will get everything done. You just don't have to do it all at one time. Don't be like how I was before April, where I was trying to handle everything, do everything, be everything, and I was just making myself crazy. So, if you're doing that, this energy is coming along to just give you more consciousness about the fact that you don't have to do everything at once. If you're feeling overwhelmed, slow down, take a breath, and also open up to receiving help. That's the other message I feel from this aspect. It's letting us know that we're trying to do it all alone or we're trying to do it too fast. And we need to slow down, open up, say, God, help me, help me, help me, and allow the help to show up. We don't have to do it all alone. Yeah. And then on Thursday, the 13th, we get our final aspect that I want to talk about, which is another trine, another flow energy. And this time it's Venus in Libra, trining Saturn in Aquarius, where it is still retrograde. And it says, a great day for relationships of all kinds, as this aspect brings a steady affections and strong bonds to all partnerships. This is an ideal time to find your soulmate, make long term investments, or do something creative. This is an excellent day to make a promise you'd like to last forever. Yes, isn't that sweet? And it's on the 13th, which, is a day of transition, of transformation. That's what the 13 really is about, like Friday the 13th. Like there's going to be some change. And so this aspect is showing up to say it can be a flow change in terms of our relationships. Our relationships can get up into that beautiful Venus, goddess of love energy in its domicile sign of Libra, where there's all this good, loving balance. And then, of course, with Saturn in Aquarius, yeah, doing a shifting up. Really, really, really cool stuff. Absolutely wonderful. So, just a little quick shout out about my Wisdom Walk talk this month. I'm talking about being in service to the light, what that is, what blocks it, what supports it, because we are in an Earth month. And again, you can go to my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, to get those. I also want to just mention my book, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, still available at Amazon, Kindle, Walmart, Abe's Books, and other online sellers. It's also on Kindle for like $3 or $4, I think it is. So something good. And then just my information, my contact information for you. And having said all that, done all that, we're done. This is it for today. Now, there are several aspects. So I think I'm going to break up the next. I'm going to break up the next part of the aspects. I'm not going to give you like 15 or 16 all at once. So we've got some right in the middle of the month, but it's at the end of the month where things get a little tight and intense because we do have an eclipse coming up. And so I will make sure I get that out to you, barring any power outages that can show up. I have to just laugh. It's just, you just can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. But anyway, I just thank you so much for watching, for listening. Again, I hope that this information you find is supportive of you as you're navigating through this month of October and this final quarter of 2022, the double fire year. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.